Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to some League of Legends. If you just saw, our Smash team defeated Ulma 2-1 to finish off the season 7-2. It's a big win for us for seeding, so we did officially qualify for playoffs in Columbus in the next couple weekends. But today we're going to have our League of Legends team taking on Ohio Northern in the Great Lakes Esports Conference. So my name's Henry,
Snacky Vengeance.
Snacky Vengeance. Snacky, one of the junglers on our team. So excited to get in here. Ohio Northern is a very good team. I believe they are 6-1 right now, and Valpo is 5-1.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
both
And GLEC.
both teams with one loss in the Great Lakes Esports Conference. We have 3 regular season games remaining. To be in a good spot for playoffs, I think we need to win 2 of the next 3. This one probably being our hardest match of our remaining 3 games, as we're getting into draft here. We got bands coming out. We have Valpo on the blue side. Um, yeah, blue side. So we got Steamroller in the top lane today, subbing out in for Anaya, who's not here today. Eamon is one of our support players who is filling in at top lane. So interested to see how that's going to go.
I think top used to be his main role. So,
Really? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard we had a scrim earlier this week where Steamroller subbed in top lane, and it actually went pretty well for him.
Yeah.
I think it was on this horn actually too.
Yeah,
So
he was styling on people with that horn.
yeah. So we got Vector with pretty patented pick on that Jarvan the fourth and Oriana mid for Jakimbo. We are going in listed order as because we were streaming the Smash game, weren't able to get into draft, so we're doing in client draft here today. Gangplank top, Wukong jungle, Ken mid, Aphelios. Looks like they have a lot of late game, a lot of team fight, a lot of wombo with that Ken and then Wukong ult, as we will get Dreadful on the Jinx and finish it out Shadow Spark on the Thresh, which we are a big fan of his Thresh
Yeah.
in the booth here.
I love that combo with Jinx because Thresh has great pick potential. You get that pick and you could get Jinx going with her passive.
Yeah. So team comp wise, I think it's both teams are looking for that team fight, kind of looking for that moment for them. ONU probably going to be looking for those flanks. If they can have good vision control, they can have the opportunity to TP behind. Also, Gangplank to set up those barrels outside of vision. And also that Renata Glasgow is going to be huge too, especially when Jinx gets to 3-4 items and could just shred her whole entire team, her own team apart with the Renata ult. But we're gonna have Ornn items, Ornn ult, J4 ult, Ori ult, bringing everyone together. Some good Wombo team fights from both sides. I think the lane to watch here is probably gonna be mid lane,
Yeah,
because
I think that matchup between Justin and Ken and mid is a little odd, but
yeah. But I think I know with Jinx and Aphelios, both of them kind of want to farm up. Maybe even a call start. Want to get to that 2-3 items. Ornn obviously with his Ornn items just wants to level up in Gangplank.
Gangplank's going to be
Again,
a
another
little.
kind of call starter character really wants to farm up and build a lot of gold revenue. So,
I do think in
Snacky,
terms of the lane.
you want to give us some insight on this jungle matchup here, being our jungle expert in the booth today?
So, Jarvan's staple pick, he's still really strong in the meta despite, nerfs 2 patches ago, I think. But he's been a steady presence in the jungle for a year, about probably more. So I really like the pick on Nolan. It wombos really well with Oriana. He's got that kind of ball delivery with his ult, and then you have Ornn to follow up, Jinx to kind of clean up and then get going with that passive. So I like that a lot. And then Wukong is a little interesting. Of course, he can kind of escape Jarvan Wall, and the knockups, you know, going to be really disruptive. So it's kind of hard to lock him down. In terms of Nolan, I'd be looking to lock down someone like Aphelios or Kennen just to stop that Kennen ult.
Yeah. Little background on this match today. Ohio Northern has won the Great Lakes Esports Conference League of Legends tournament, I believe, every single year we've had it. So historically, been a really strong team. But they actually dropped a set to Manchester 2-0 just last week or a week before. So Manchester we is also our only loss, so have a common loss there, and both teams have beat everyone else. Another interesting aspect is that this is a cross division game too. So how Northern on the Erie division of the conference. So this was kind of our random draw for our cross conference game. Not a great draw if you ask me. Ohio Northern, winning the championship
Oh
this
yeah,
past year. And it looks like they're starting with their varsity team today too. So I mean, their mid laner I think is like 400 LP.
Masters.
And yeah, and they got I don't know if 400 is Grandmaster or Master right now.
It's
Um,
Master.
Varsity team has Kai and Cuz in that bot lane. Two players who have been around for a lot of years. Kai has been an MVP a couple times. I think they have Aggression and Weirdrum too. But I mean, very talented roster for Ohio Northern as they've had great success in multiple leagues in League of Legends. So definitely, going to be an uphill battle today, even though we are 5-1. We do have that top laner who's not here today. Um, but excited to see how we stack up against a team that's been historically a very strong team in our conference. As spectator delay just ended, and we'll be hopping into the game here, at least into the loading screen. As League client sometimes takes a little bit to get going.
Let's look for any synergies
Yeah,
here.
let's see the
Pool party
skins here. Spooky Gangplank, that's a legacy skin, I think. So yes, we do
right
have
in the
Kai,
season.
Cuz, Kato, Weird Drum, Aggression. This is their varsity roster, full varsity. Um, Summoner spells. We do see that TP on Kennen. Going to be looking for those flank plays. Um, see if we can see anything else here. Pool party
TP on
Jarvan, solid
Gangplank,
skin.
so it looks like he is seeding a little more of that
Yeah,
kill pressure in lane in favor of scaling and late game.
yeah. You'd have to be pretty bold to go ignite there for GP, especially into Warren, tough to kill. As we'll be toggling on these scoreboards and whatnot. Uh, Objective timers. Time controls. All right, there we go. Gonna make this minimap just a tad smaller so we can see
Yeah,
the
that's good. The
objective
dragon.
timers there. So we are on my League of Legends account. And I'm a jungler, so I have that massive minimap. As we found out last week, covers up the objective timers, so that was funny.
Spectator, yeah.
Yeah. As we got the Dorn's Wade coming out from Kennen, having a little extra help getting those last hits early game and a little extra
Gangplank
poke
still
early
opting
game.
for a longsword potion.
Yeah, interesting to see
Refill.
no calls for GP or either ADC here. Call's really bad, but I'm a big call fan for some reason.
Get an extra 180 gold.
I don't know. I
Seems
just
right.
feel like if I go even in lane and I have call, then I technically win.
Right.
Getting some wards down early. Um,
Classic 5 point. I think Nolan's going to look to start his top side.
yeah. So both junglers look like they're going to be starting top side. No leash here for Ohio Northern, so maybe Valpo might be a little confused on where they're going to be starting as both laners are going to be there. And we got Ornn leashing for Jarvan 4 here on the blue buff. So this mid lane matchup, like we talked about in draft, I think is going to be the most exciting for sure. As you know, Valpo's arguably best player, Jakimbo. Master last season has been absolutely dominating thus far in the Great Lakes Esports Conference. And Kato, a mainstay in the GLEC in the mid lane, typically dominates every opponent he's faced. So I'm curious to see how Jakimbo stacks up with him today. So it looks like we're going to get a full top side from both junglers here. Probably going to look for a full clear. Do you want to talk about a little bit about the jungle changes we've had in this last patch? Or is that kind of a sore subject for you?
It's fine. I think they were a little harsh. I don't like the early objective nerfs one bit. I agree that they're kind of like snowballing and then picking up like those first two dragons is huge, but I mean I think it's like a necessary thing in the game.
Yes, we do see these deep wards coming out from Ohio Northern. Kennen having a ward on that Raptors, and Renata Glass coming down for a ward on this J4 here on the red buff. Maybe even looking for
Jeez.
some poke. Wow. Very
Just
great
gonna
play by
force him
them.
off it, yeah.
Shoving in the wave, forcing the Jarvan off the red buff as he goes in, but the ADC is going to be coming. Kennen
Cannon's
also
already
has
here,
Prow in
and
the mid
that's
lane.
first blood going over to ONU.
So Ohio Northern with these pressure in both lanes, they have mid Prow and bot Prow able to kind of knock the J4 off his buff there, and just great rotations, great communication by Ohio Northern. So I'm sure Vector's not used to having a support knock him off his red buff there at level 3.
Yep.
Yeah, it's tough seeing there. But you get to see that allowed by these. So you see a trade come out here for Thresh. Good hook here. Looks like Aphelios just winning that trade. But you see this play that's allowed from that deep vision, from that lane pressure in the early game. So you know these are plans that they're coming up with minutes in advance. You know, Kennen placing that one on the Raptors, able to track their jungler, able to have the pressure in lanes, allows them to make a play like that.
Right.
So he's so far a 1k gold lead for Ohio Northern. Nothing too huge, but that kill does go on the Kennen. So CS pretty even across the board here. A little bit of an advantage in the bot lane as they are up 10 CS with a pretty big wave pushing in. Great
Nice
hook
coming
though.
from Shadow Spark.
Gonna have the Renata ability though. Oh, and the Lantern saves him.
Saves him. Beautifully
Great
done.
kill by great hook by Shadowspark. Great kill by Dreadful.
Yep. Gets the flash out of Renata too, and just
Yeah.
barely lives.
You know, Kai and Cuz, you
With
know,
that
they're grandmaster level bot lane and supports, and have been playing together for multiple years. So it's crazy to see a solo kill out there with no jungle support from either side. So great to see from Valpo there. Kind of even up the score a little bit, 1-1. So
It
we do
looks
see.
like
Yeah,
Gangplank
go ahead.
did back and pick up that coal like we were talking about.
Yeah. I think he realized that Ornn's not there to, you know, fight maybe, and they both kind of just want to farm up and do their thing.
Yep.
I doubt either jungler will really be making their way up there.
Classic interactive top lane.
Yeah, Gangplank, I imagine, will be using those ultimates around the map rather than on the Ornn. See supports fighting over vision here. See a plate going down mid here, Renata roaming, but Jakimbo being aware with Thresh placing that ward there and also in the ward in the bot river, able to spot that out. So we'll see J4 come up here in the top lane. Might be able to get something on Jarvan. Does have the flash though. Will probably, doesn't need to flash there.
Looks like Wukong and Renata are taking this opportunity to counter jungle, get some vision deep into our red side.
Yep, so gets a trade up there, forces the top laner to back, but Ohio Northern, seeing that jungler top side, able to trade something in this bot lane. And also with Dragon up, we'll see they're kind of establishing this vision in Valpo's red jungle too.
Forward to bot.
Oh, might look for a dive here. J4 coming in, we'll see if he's able to get there in time. Great lanterning awareness by Shadowspark.
They might be able to turn this into a fight here.
Yeah.
Oh, Nolan with a beautiful flash to get the knockup, but Kennen just turns it with his ult.
Jarvan
Valpo's
only
gonna be
level
on the
4
back foot
here though.
Oh, Nolan goes down.
Kimbo reset mid, wasn't able to rotate down there. Maybe a little bit of an overchase there with the flash just because he only was level 4. If he's level 6 there, I mean, that's a huge play. We see this Felio level 6 here with all this solo
coming
XP.
down Kennen, following back around, but it looks like our bot lane's going to be able to escape with their lives.
Use the GP ult there too. So
Yeah.
Kennen's still fishing for something here. So Orianna will be able to push in this mid lane and potentially get a plate here. But Valpo really going to want to get a chance to try and clear some of this vision out of their red side here. So you do have Ohio Northern not looking for that drag at the moment, having the Wukong on the Krug's top side. Ohio Northern able to kind of even out that lead. Oh, great hook.
Good hook. That's going to get the flash out of Aphelios.
Yeah,
And the
the
ultimate.
flash ult there, yep. But I was going to say, Ohio Northern doing a great job to use some resources, have their mid laner come down, GPO and jungler, to even out this bot lane. As at this point, Ohio Northern has the gold lead in the bot lane with the 40 CS lead. I believe they have 3 or 4 plates from all that pressure, having to push them away from that huge wave.
Yep. And almost double the CS of Dreadful. Dreadful, thankfully, does have that kill.
Yeah, he's been zoned off a decent amount of waves, under leveled a little bit, but at least he does have that kill though, so he has a little bit of gold there. Jakimbo doing well, just kind of farming. Has been staying in mid lane for the most part. So we see Ohio Northern opting to go for the Rift Herald play here, as they're going to be looking for those early plates. So you see Renata roam up, giving this Aphelios a ton of solo XP and gold in this lane. We've seen Renata Glass roam a lot through the bot jungle there for Valpo, and allowing this Aphelios to have a 2-level advantage 9 minutes into the game. So
See some plays coming out from Eamon, a nice trade.
Yep. Eamon really holding his own against a good top laner here. Not sure what rank he is, but you know, definitely a good player nonetheless.
For sure.
Would like to see Valpo kind of try and go for this dragon here with Ohio Northern's jungler up in our blue side quite a bit and recalling with the rift, as they are starting to clear some vision in their red side jungle here. See, the interesting thing here is we saw Aphelios clear the Gromp here, and we see Kennen going in to check their jungler. When they have Ohio Northern taking our blue side camp, assuming that they're giving us, you know, some bot side control on the bot half of the map, Ohio Northern kind of covering their camps for their jungler. Right. So very smart by them. A lot really of these like minor things, they're really focusing on these little details that don't seem like a whole lot. But making sure they secure the Gromp, they have Kennen placing some defensive vision, so lose some of that aggressive vision in the deep red side, but they are able to have some like defensive vision and stand there as they've moved a lot of their deep vision up into the top side now. As we got 2.5k gold lead for Ohio Northern here 10 minutes in, so it's only 2-1, but a little bit of a gold lead from the plates and CS there.
It's like a fight coming up bot lane.
He will get collapsed on maybe here, but guess the lantern. Ooh. So Wukong using ult there. J4 able to save onto his flash and ultimate. This Thresh Lantern has saved a lot of deaths for Valpo thus far this game.
Yep.
So we've talked about Shadow Spark playing extremely well on this Thresh throughout the season. Just making big plays again today. Good to see that Valpo in the bot lane now is able to kind of go up for lanes, waves a little bit, but we do see this big fight in the mid lane.
Kennen drops down his ultimate. Justin's able to hold on to his. He still has TP too.
Yeah, Justin kind of seemed...
If we can make a play bot here, I think.
Oh.
Get some flashes out of the bot lane. Yep.
Not too much burn from Valpo there. So we could see a re-engage here. You know, if I see that thumbs up, I'm flash ulting.
We do have
I'm flash ulting right back
down
on him.
Through our red side.
Oh yeah, could see a huge counter gank here.
Here comes the re-engage.
Oh yeah, they
Wukong falling behind. A TP coming in from Kennen. TP
get the
coming
TP
in
back
from
though.
Justin. Wukong is not going to have an ult here.
Yeah, you see those emotes coming out from Ohio Northern, makes you a little tilted and want to go in there. But you know, they have the GP ult, they have the GP TP, they have Kennen TP if they need to use it. Have Wukong already in their red side. So I mean,
bot, it looks like they're going to be able to pick up that tower, maybe go into a drag play here too. Oh, the rocket's so close. Bone plating saved her.
Wow. We see GP and Wukong here. Jinx going to back off here though. First dragon still has not been taken. Ohio Northern had the opportunity a couple times, but haven't taken it. Kind of opting for these Rift Heralds and turrets, yeah.
Which they didn't even drop Herald down there.
Nope. He's still holding on to that Herald. So Probably gonna look to drop it before that 14-minute mark when plates full.
And there it is. It's going to be running
Yep.
down top.
Top lane, we have the bot lane rotating up here. Bot lane, they take that bot lane turret, they rotate top side. So you see Aphelios and Renata heading up there. Wukong there to support as well. But Valpo still has their top laner up here. J4 going to be here as we see Thresh rotating towards the dragon. So Valpo either going to want to bring their J4 down or their Thresh up. As J4 kind of caught here, going to have to flash. Gets caught in there though. Will get stunned by the Kennen, and that's going to do it. And Ornn playing a little far up here, gets stuck under the turret, and Ornn will also die.
His fate is just sealed.
The turret.
Looks like we are going to try to push for some plates spot or mid lane before they fall.
Yeah. So Jinx going for plates here. Gonna see how Valpo decides to respond to this. If they want to go top and defend. At this point, I feel like there's not much point in going top lane because the Rift is already gone. Would like to see position around drag a little bit. Good Lantern. Jinx able to get out of there with 2 plates there. Just great macro by Ohio Northern. Not really winning too much through the kills. I mean, they've gotten a couple kills there, but I mean, just getting this gold lead through rotations, farming, getting these plates. So definitely doing a good job in that department. I feel like Valpo has had the opportunity to go for this dragon a couple times, but maybe just a little timid and like worried to go for it. Of course, we can see everyone on the mini map and they can't. So I mean, we can see they have the opportunity, but sometimes if you don't have that vision and you have to face check, you're not exactly sure where everyone is. We do see Jakimbo sitting here in the bot lane with Gangplank farming up.
Kennen with the flash ultimate, they're going to be able to pick up Thresh here and the flash out of Jinx.
Yep. See, Thresh has been positioned very well this game, but when you have a flash rocket belt from Kennen and that ult that reaches so far already.
Yeah, it's a little tragic.
Yeah. Even if that's Jinx and Thresh is back, I don't know if he's able to lantern out of that one. He got one shot like pretty quick. So you do see plates fall, so this mid lane turret gonna be a little weaker here. See Ornn kind of rotating mid here, maybe looking for an opportunity play here.
So we are going to be able to hold on to that turret for now. Herald and Dragon are both up. Looks like they have some... Okay, we're clearing out vision in our blue side. ONU's gonna pick up mid turret and they're moving top side towards that Herald. This whole time they have Gangplank pushing bot lane.
Valpo gonna have to make a play at some point here, playing a little like reactive instead of Ohio Northern's kind of play of proactively. Valpo, we've seen Orianna kind of sitting back and farming, the Jinx as well kind of sitting back and farming, but that's not gonna help you come over at 8k gold deficit, unfortunately. See Thresh just trying to get some vision in our own jungle, so our jungle is able to take the camp. So we just see Orianna able to pick up the
solo kill coming out of Jakimbo.
Solo bolo for Jakimbo. So getting that shutdown on the GP.
Uses his flash, but also trades for the Gangplank's flash.
Yeah, I feel.
Shutdown.
Yeah, with the shutdown gold, I feel like you got to take that fight and use what you got to use at that point.
Right.
But will not have those abilities for this dragon coming up here that Ohio Northern looks to be finally positioning for, getting some vision in the red side. So we see some pings coming out for Ohio Northern in the mid lane. Valpo does have that secondary turret up, I believe, though. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
But, I feel like they're waiting for Valpo to come out of their defense a little bit and could just flank with this deep vision in the red side jungle. But Thresh, Shadow Spark looking to clear some of that.
For sure. At this point, I don't think we can contest the dragon. Would have been
nice. Yeah, probably not a
maybe
smart
try
play.
to
Gotta look for these picks.
When we saw them taking Herald.
Just not able to kill the Aphelios in time, but has a huge Ornn
Triple
ult.
knock up from
See if
Ornn.
Ori doesn't have the ult up quite yet.
Wukong's going to be able to peel Ori off from that big shockwave.
Wukong with a big ult though, able to pick up the Thresh.
Just so disruptive back there.
GP TP teleporting in though. Oh, and we do see the
That's a big
ultimate
shutdown
coming
going
out.
on Justin.
Justin
The
falling
flash
to the
to
Aphelios.
chase.
And Ornn does fall eventually. Looked like a really good look there. If or he had that ult up at the beginning of the fight too, that would have been so huge. Trying to pick off that Aphelios
Absolutely.
right at the beginning, but wasn't able to do it.
Wukong coming over the wall with his clone, able to find something on Jacob. They are going to be dropping the Herald. I do like that Justin got a
Ooh,
pretty
nice
big
hook.
shutdown on Kennen. A good hook from Shadow Spark. They're going to find
Yeah,
Wukong
able to
there.
get the shutdown.
There we go.
So we see
We
Kato,
have Kato
Kato
spamming.
pinging aggression there. Not too happy. Oh, and yeah. Yeah, Kato clearly not happy with the jungler's play right there. A little bit of an overstay there. As Ohio Northern is, with these new pre-made pings, can't stop it. Might have to take the chat off at some point here. Uh, glad seems like they're having a good time joking around with their team though.
Right.
So as, Wukong gets picked off there for a big shutdown, but they still definitely feel like they're in control of this game. As having this vision, waiting for Thresh to kind of come in here and try and clear some of it out. Maybe gets a pick. Oh, but Valpo maybe having an opportunity here. As
Spectator
this,
draft.
yeah, don't worry about it.
There
Right
we go.
back into it. There we go. Sorry, little spectator bug thing there with a little bit of a spoiler maybe, but we'll pretend like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the game ends, it bugs a little bit, but League of Legends spectator client, nice.
Oh.
So Dragon's still not
Good.
being taken here. Have the gold bounties up. Valpo not able to take any turret dragons or rifts, unfortunately, yet. But if they are able to get that chance, they do have these huge gold bounties on them that can help them get back into this game. With a 10k gold deficit, though, you got to be looking for these picks, looking for objective bounties. Got to do something. So you do see
Yep.
Baron coming up here.
Yeah,
So if
looks
I'm
like
Ohio Northern,
ONU hasn't even prioritized this dragon at all. They got a lead bot lane. They played through bot side in the early game, but they kind of just prioritize those Rift Heralds.
yeah. If you don't plan on playing, a 25, 30-minute game, sometimes they just feel like their resources are better used on that turrets. Allowing Valpo the opportunity to go for this dragon, when you're getting this Rift Herald with turrets, but they would just rather take that trade. But Ohio Northern going to be looking for this Baron here. Because, if you're Ohio Northern, you're going to be looking for this Baron to close out the game. There's good Jinx ult there, good timing on it. Not able to pick it up, though. Kind of going to be in this bot side with teleport up and ultimate. GP does have that global ultimate as well. Doesn't quite have TP up. Looks like we're going to get a 1-3-1 going here.
Yep, a 1-3-1 out of Manchester. It's going to be hard for us to match that Gangplank and Kennen in the side lanes.
I feel like wisely grouping up as 4-1 here. With the 1-3-1, there is a chance that Valpo can gap close and get a pick. But if you're grouped as 4 here, Kennen with the TP and all, I mean, you don't really have much opportunity to pick here. So Ohio Northern kind of has a lot of peel and a lot of ability to save a teammate and kind of engage on the rest of the team. So as we see, aggression, maybe looking for an aggressive play. In the meantime, Valpo using 5 to defend mid lane. Kennen is pushing in the spot lane with the Baron empowered minions. So 13k gold lead for Ohio Northern. Definitely looking to close it out with this Baron push.
Yeah, they're just sieging so much. They have Kennen who pushed in that bot wave. Looks like they're going to be finding a fight here.
Oriana not able to do much. Gangplank, tons of damage. Thalia's going to get a big ult. Kai gets a kill. Ornn going to fall. And almost an ace coming out for Ohio Northern.
They take out Kennen.
Dreadfield picks up a kill.
Everyone else is alive, and it looks like they're just going to push to end the game here.
Yep. So, Ohio Northern taking game 1. Dreadful able to end up 3-2.
3-2, he picks up another kill on
yeah.
that Wukong.
So, Valpo, Ohio Northern taking game 1 here, as we will update that on the stream. So, Ohio Northern, like we talked about, very strong team. Played extremely well. Their macro just is on another level compared to some of these teams we've faced.
Very great communication and cohesion throughout that whole team, making big plays.
Yeah, I mean, we see Chikemo and Dreadful kind of playing back and farming. Did have like some good KDAs, but didn't really have like a whole lot of impact by the time the game was kind of over. When we get to this like 8K, 10K gold lead, it's kind of hard to overcome. But we'll be taking a short break here as we'll be getting ready for game two here on our side, and we'll catch you guys in draft for game two. Be right back. What's up, guys? We are back. Game one win for Ohio Northern. I'm joined here in the booth by, introduce yourself,
David Shadowspark.
Shadow
Hello.
Spark. So we got a Thresh here in the booth as we are subbing in the new support for game two. Um,
Exactly.
Sable will be taking over support for us for game two. That Thresh, couple good plays there. Had that hook on the Wukong mid. Was able to get that solo kill early in the game with the hook on
Oh
the
yeah,
Renata. Yeah, that was a huge kill there.
I'm
Um,
proud of that one.
yeah, that was a good one. Shake it off. Um, as we will be hopping into draft here, it looks like. So Valpo gonna be on this red side, I believe. We'll double check.
Backspin,
Yep, on this
it's
red side.
like typical against Chance.
Yep. So we got Snacky Vengeance, who was on the mic here with us game one, who will be subbing in for jungle. Sable will be playing support, and then we do have Steamroller, typically a support player for us, playing in top lane today, as our top laner Anaya is not here. But how Northern got game one was, their macro's kind of on another level from what we've seen so far. Kind of only seen something like that from Manchester so far, as we've had both teams have lost to them. Um, but that deep vision, going for those Rift Heralds, going for those rotational plays, had their bot lane rotate up for that top turret. Really looking for those like early plates and early gold income over those dragons. We'll see if Valpo kind of opts to see if they're able to get an opportunity to go for those dragons here in game two. So we do get a Senna coming out from Ohio Northern. Um, but from being in the game one, what do you think Ohio Northern did well, and maybe Valpo can improve on maybe some mistakes we saw?
I think the macro was just better.
Yeah.
I think it was just they didn't play around Drake what we usually do.
Yep.
They played more like around turrets, but like their early top not top bot pressure with like jungle and kind of mid lane was
Yeah.
insane. Was a whole nother level.
Yeah. We talked about when we were on the stream that early bot pressure using some of those
Yes.
resources. They had the GP ult, the Kennen TP,
Yeah.
Wukong coming down there. So even though Dreadful did have that kill advantage from the early fight, was zoned off a lot of waves. Aphelios was able to get a lot of plates. So down like 30, 40 CS as we got into the mid game there. So would like to see Valpo maybe invest a little more resources into that bot lane earlier in the game to try and help get Dreadful ahead. And maybe Jakimbo being a little bit more proactive in the mid lane, maybe picking like, so we do see that Talia ban, but something that can maybe have a little more impact on the map in that early mid game. As we did see, their mid laner does have the ability. Um, I'm playing, who did they play mid lane? Oh, Kennen.
Cannon.
Kennen, yeah. Kennen with those TP flanks and ultimates, able to rotate, has that proto belt, can chase down people. So the Kennen, although was down kind of in plates and CS, was able to have a little more impact on the map. But we do see aggression looking for a carry jungle pick here. We see Belveth, Viego as he does pick up the Udyr. Um, Zig's a little bit of a flex pick for Ohio Northern. Ziggs recently with the buff on his Q with a much bigger hitbox.
Oh yeah.
Could see it in the bot lane, could see it in the mid lane. I don't know if Ziggs does super well with Senna, but into Ezreal and Seraphine could definitely see that go bot lane as well. So we get the Wukong from the side of Valpo this time. So once
It,
again, kind of looking for that team fight.
yeah.
Wombo.
Talking about like the bands, the first three bands we at least have. Because jungle and support are now like swapped or like what do you say, different players. You already
Yes.
have like two must-have bans on like uh, the enemy side, whatever. And I think that's interesting because usually when you're a losing team, you try to change something in your draft, which is why we probably choose red side. But it's interesting that only because we swapped some players, they actually changed their bans, and we basically kept with
Yeah.
our bans. And again, Talia, I think, is strong flex pick with jungle and mid lane, and also like kind of counters most junglers that are meta,
Yeah.
like Jarvan, Wukong. Yeah, it's just a really strong pick, and Justin is really
Steamroller not having many top lanes on this account, kind of just ban the Malphite because they know that's a champion that can be pretty effective and
good.
really good in this team comp with the Wombo combo. And not super difficult to kind of just pick up and play without much experience. Do you see the Lissandra ban too? Kind of just banning out those huge ultimate wombo combos as
Yeah,
some
exactly.
of these champions, even if they have a gold deficit, if you get that right fight, it can really swing the game. And Valpo banning out to a carry mid laner, carry top laner. Oh, the Renekton. I like
Love
to see
it.
that. So yeah, I think you mentioned you wanted to see our top laner pick up a little Renekton. We've seen that in
Yes.
Worlds a lot more aggressive and can kind of have some impact earlier in the game. So talk a little bit about that Renekton matchup as we do see another top laner coming out. Maybe kind of a tankier, engagey pick for Ohio Northern. What do you like about the Renekton?
I think, well, he doesn't have mana, so it's easier to play him.
Yeah.
Um, he has a lot of like utility on his spells. Like
Hmm.
his Fury Q heals him a lot. I think even his basic Q. I think his W is shield breaking and stun, and I think his E gives him armor penetration.
Yeah.
So it's again a lot of like stats and utility, and with when he presses R, he's basically a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Anaya said like that she doesn't want to play Renekton because he's aggressive, but I think you don't need to be aggressive. Like not at all. I think
Yeah.
just Renekton being Renekton is fine. Just because you have a stable like lane and you actually have some kill pressure and you're still kind of a tank or whatever tool is I think super strong.
Yeah, so we do see the AP on the Ziggs, the AP on the Udyr, allowing this aggressive AD pick with the action that we'll probably end up seeing in the mid lane for Kato. So excited to see how this action does in the mid lane. We don't see action too much as he's a little bit of a like very aggressive, like solo queue kind of pick. So excited to see how he does. But that's another mid laner that can really get around the map with
Oh
his
yeah.
invisibility, with his swings and stuff, can really impact top and bot lane pretty quickly. As we'll be starting up in client draft, just a straight blind pick. But I think we can just stay on this draft wall
Yeah.
so we can see the bands and see the positions and stuff. Valpo here, I really kind of want to see him play around these dragons a little bit. Um, Ohio Northern, has this late game insurance still with the Scion Unlimited stacking on the W health, the Senna stacking on her passive as well. But they don't have that Gangplank, Aphelios ultra late game. Where
I
Valpo kind of mid game ish. Looking for those fights at 15 20 minutes, maybe third drag, in a
yeah.
typical game where teams are both playing for dragon. But curious to see if they're how they use that vision. If they decide to kind of rotate and contest these Rift Heralds, if they decide to just secure the dragon, that it seems like Ohio Northern's kind of allowing them to take. So, would like to see some better vision control. Ohio Northern was able to get like some deep vision in the red side
Yeah.
and in
Oh
the
yeah.
blue side
Yeah.
and really set up these plays. So, the very first play that I think kind of swung some advantage to Ohio Northern was mid lane and bot lane were pushed in for Ohio Northern. Um, and Ohio Northern's Kennan was able to get a ward on their Raptors. Renata was able to rotate in, get a ward on the red buff, start pushing off the J4 off his red buff,
Yeah.
and we saw Kennan able to rotate down, Aphelios able to rotate down, Wukong able to come in, take those camps, kill J4, and like get him behind.
Yeah.
And junglers with that nerf, really kind of want that full clear to start the game. But you kind of saw this plan transpiring with the lanes pushing in, stacking up these waves, getting some vision. So Valpo is able to kind of negate some of that early game pressure into the jungle would be huge. As I don't think Vector is too used to having a support bully him off a red buff at level
Exactly.
3.
Yes. Yeah, and talking about team composition, I think what was the name? Or
Ohio Northern, ONU.
Ohio Northern?
Yes.
They kind of have like run it down team comp. With Sion and Udia, I think they will run it down and just look for like Senna, Ziggs, Akshan to kind of poke it, or like maybe for Akshan to like
Yep.
to flank with his camouflage. But I think that opens for Wukong and Renekton to dive the backline because I think Akshan, Ziggs, Senna doesn't have like self peel, whereas like Nico, Ezreal, Seraphine have way more self peel. And so like if from both sides, top lane and jungle are going to dive their backline. I think Valpo will have kind of the upper hand because they have better self-peel.
Yep. So just waiting out the spectator delay here as we do see that Zig is confirmed in the bot lane, which we kind of figured with the action going mid. Um, but Valpo here really going to kind of want to see what they change up in the early game
Yeah.
to start off this game on a better foot.
Yeah,
Um,
and Ohio already like again double range bot line with I think again a lot of pressure, and I think they can pull it off again to like push the bot line again and like first second wave and then look for an invade into the.
yeah. You know, a lot of times you see like when they're pushing these lanes, you know, a good player will go down and put those deep wards, but to have the coordination between the mid lane, bot lane, and
Yeah.
junglers to all be on the same page, all know exactly where our jungler is, like that's pretty impressive. And then able to know like once they had all those plays bot lane with the GP ult and the Kennen TP, they're able to rotate their bot lane up to the top side, have their jungler come up there, get the Rift Herald, get the top turret.
Oh yeah.
So just the communication has been really good for them. Like you can
Yeah.
just tell without even knowing what they're talking about that they're all
Yeah.
on the same page. They have a
Also,
game plan.
also, what I wanted to point out from the last game, what I realized is that whenever we engaged on Aphelios, they immediately TP'd, like
Yeah.
instantly. It was like I don't know how you managed to do it if it's just like TP 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 and like the top laner just spams TP on anything, but it was really instantly. Everything
Yeah.
was pulled.
I remember in the bot lane too. So we had their Wukong was on our Krugs, and the
Oh yeah.
J4 came in, and you know we saw like a couple. So we will be have to reconnect here. But yeah, we'll be reconnecting here to the game. No worries. But yeah, a little bit of delay here. Yeah, but like you said, I think that's just they were aware of the J4 wanting to go for that play.
Yeah.
And they're almost baiting it. They had their little like emote things
Yeah.
and stuff. Because that was exactly what they wanted. They wanted the J4 to kind of commit on that play. And they were instantly ready to TP and do that. So they're all just kind of on the same page, ready for what was coming. So, and objective timers. Take a look at summoner spells and runes here. Got TPs from both mid laners, top laners. TP from Ezreal as well. Get the cleanse on the Ziggs. So how Northern opting for a little bit more of a stack invade, as we will see this Senna probably. Oh, okay, going for the actual invade.
Oh,
They see him. Senna W gonna hit.
that's first blood. Oh, it's not.
Still has flash up.
Yeah. That
Able to
was.
get out.
Oh, it was Tiger from Udyr. I think she thought it was his stun. Can you maybe double click on Udyr to like lock his?
Yeah.
Yeah, he skilled like Q. If it was I think it's E. E's the
Yeah,
stun.
yep.
Then she actually would have needed to flash, but I think Tiger From is safe.
Yeah.
But better flash than sorry, so it's fine.
Yeah, how Northern holding their summoner spells, you know, if the Scion flash
That's
queued, if the Udyr decided to start E, as we will be turning off the chat here.
Yes.
So we saw that a couple times in game one, goofing off. But when you had that thresh on the Wukong mid, we had a lot of pings come out there too. So how Northern kind of picking their teammates, having in a joking manner, I'd assume.
Okay.
With that new pre-made ping, you can just spam ping the
Yeah,
entire game.
Yeah.
But we do see Valpo getting that deep vision on Udyr's blue buff here, so able to see where they start.
That's true.
So that's huge already. Starting a little bit better with the jungle tracking, knowing where their jungler's at. Starting on opposite sides here.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I wanted to say here, Chan started bot side, which kind of indicates that he maybe wants to gank top lane.
Yeah.
And I think that this actually might be a good idea.
Yeah,
We're
Renekton.
seeing Senna being Senna. Flash, W, first blood.
Oh,
That
get the
was-
empowered auto.
That was nasty. That was like really good from Senna, but also like from Ziggs. excellent play. I didn't
Yeah.
thought that Ziggs had that kind
Yeah.
of setup or like follow up, but it was really well executed.
I don't think Sable like was ready for like that flash W
Yeah.
off the stun. I think they thought they were safe, but also having their flash down from that initial invade, another big
Oh,
issue.
Wukong now in danger. Wanted to
Yeah.
kind of save the lane. Oh, Senna missed this the. Oh, he's taking.
Oh, he's
Oh, and
gonna.
another.
Yeah, it's gonna do it.
Oh, that was tragic.
What I would have liked to see from Snacky is just continue with that initial plan, clear your top side, get level
Yes.
4, and look top lane. As
As
Sion's
soon
getting
as
low here, they could have looked for a
yes,
dive maybe at this
exactly,
point.
exactly.
Even
I
if
think
Renekton dies from that, they miss that big wave. So
I
I,
think if you start bot lane, then you're kind of already like sacrificing bot side, and then if they like drop first blood the enemy team, then you like never gank bot lane. I think in this game, you
yeah,
just go for top lane and mid lane and try that like the Renekton will roll over their bot lane in the later game, which I think he will. Even if you have no experience with Renekton, you can just press every button and they
Yeah.
will probably die.
do you see Udyr on a little bit of a faster pace here?
I think that's
Maybe.
because he ganked bot lane, kinda, and needed to reset after.
Yeah, I was looking at him maybe going to the top lane, but it looks like he's actually going to invade.
Invade,
As
yeah.
Action will have Prow here. Gonna check him on the red buff. Snacky with some interesting pathing, confuses the Udyr on where he's at, but he is gonna find out he's on Raptors here,
Yeah.
and gonna have to gets it taken. Gonna have to W out there. So
It's
Snacky,
kinda the same like in the first game that bot lane gets kinda priority and then that the jungler gets kinda ahead on the other
Yeah.
jungler. Only difference that this game it was actually a kill or 2 kills who like gave them the priority and
Yeah.
not only just lane and push pressure.
yeah, this was self-inflicted
Yes.
by our jungler though, because if you just go up and you just do your full clear, so we'll see Action go for a little bit of a dive here, might be able to close it out.
Dash. The
That's
root
the
under
root.
the tower, one tower shot.
Oh,
Next
misses
tower
his. Oh, he would have been
Oh.
out.
Yeah, he would have been.
Yeah, he would have been out, but misses his. I forget which ability that is, but a swing.
His E.
Yeah, so able to get a trade and doesn't really miss too much of a wave there. But yeah, like I was talking about, especially in some patches throughout the years, junglers have been able to kind of go for that 3-camp gank, and it not really
Yeah.
be a big deal. But Udyr has a very fast clear, is able to invade and take these camps. And now the Wukong's kind of behind, and he's gonna be behind for a while, as now all his camp timers are off. So would like to see. We see
Now
Ezreal
Senna a
with a
little bit in
good play
danger.
here.
That exhaust was wasted.
Yeah, we
That's
saw,
such a ass exhaust. Sorry. about
Sable on the Seraphine getting a good route there, and Dreadful on the Ezreal able to hit all of his skill shots.
Yes.
See Wukong going down there, maybe looking for a dive potential.
I didn't know that Aemon is so good on Renekton. Like I don't
Dude,
know.
apparently.
Like, it's probably a free matchup, but like still, if he's that good on Renekton,
Yeah.
I want to play him.
Yeah. So Weirdrum starting with the Dorn Shield moves into the call. Not a great matchup for Sion, but having this CS lead over an extremely good top laner, being a support player, I mean,
Yeah.
I think Snacky did let me know that he might have played top lane before he played support here,
Oh yeah.
or before in solo queue or something. But filling in today, doing a great job. Even in game 1, was holding his own against a very talented top laner. As we do see, Valpo does have a couple deep vision by the dragon. Might have a chance to look for that, as I'd love to see them start stacking those dragons. At this point, I'd prefer to see that over a Rift contest just because we are a little bit behind. It's Valpo getting their stop back in the bot lane. Gonna miss out on some more XP and minions. This Ziggs Senna lane is so strong. I did not realize that. The poke
I
is
think-
crazy.
Yeah, it is. I think they have kind of the range advantage. I think
Yeah.
Senna has a little bit more range than Seraphine, at least with auto attacks. Abilities probably not so, but
Yeah.
um,
So we'll see if Renekton's able to come down here. Mid lane does not have prio exactly. Yeah, probably not going to be able to rotate down here. I didn't know
also
you could
didn't thought
recast that
action-
early.
I also didn't thought that action is like that suppressive. Like I get it, he's ranged and he doesn't need that much mana to push the wave, But like before the first spec, he kind of pushed Justin all the time.
Yeah, and he goes for that second Doran's blade, just trying to like make that early game even more oppressive. But action in the early game can definitely
Second
push
Doran's
off
blade?
Nico.
You mean serrated Dirk?
Oh, that's a serrated Dirk. Oh, it looks very similar when I was sitting back. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, wait, he has 2 Doran's blades, but Nico already has the
Lost chapter.
starter item, Lost Chapter. Yeah.
Tower dive on top lane, ultimate.
Oh,
Relic is
huge
the tank
heal from
now.
the Q.
Oh, he's
Oh,
gonna take the
gets it.
Aim and go top lane.
Steamroller probably gonna die. Oh, the Q heals again. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh. And we
Yeah,
see
I'm-
Wukong coming up for the top lane though.
Oh yes.
Wukong
oh,
been able to
flash!
get 8 flashes. Oh, misses the W. Oh, gets the kill on the side
Oh,
with
another
the
Q,
extended
another
Q.
E.
Q has extension. Oh, it doesn't kill.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, gotcha.
Okay. Steamroller doing a phenomenal job. Goes in into that Q if he was able to dash behind it to the side maybe a little bit. At that point, I feel like you kind of just let the you back off, let the
Yeah.
Wukong do his thing. But Steamroller, phenomenal job avoiding that dive and turning it back on them.
That was.
Wow.
Beautiful. I'm in love with him right now.
Steamroller. I mean, he's looking like a pretty solid top laner. Yeah, dude.
Do you want to double click on Senna? I want to see how many stacks he has.
Yeah.
Because I think that's gonna be interesting.
Oh,
42.
whoa.
That is.
We want to go over to this rift.
You can just press D. D?
Director cam? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So Senna has 42 stacks, which is like huge for 10 minutes.
Yeah. This is huge though.
Pick
Valpo
up
getting the
Herald.
kill on the Udyr. Able to pick up this rift. So we see action going
action.
in. Nico will have ultimate up as well. Oh, does die and gets the resurrection on the Udyr. I feel like Nico maybe could have popped an ult there and looked for something. Maybe felt like it was a little risky.
I think because it was
one
Action
for one
and
against
Senna,
the rift.
they kind of have more range than her ult.
Yeah.
And she would have needed to, I don't know, really trick them, which was kind of difficult because they saw her.
Yeah.
So she couldn't like pop into a minion or a ward or anything.
Yeah. 1 for 1 in the rift though. I mean, that's a win for Valpo.
But I gotta say again, like Ohio Northern get like a lead on bot lane, and they immediately put them on Herald. We got
Yeah.
Herald, but we lost like 1 kill on Renekton.
Yeah, we do
It's
see
just
Valpo
kind of-
rotating up this time. Sable's able to get some good poke on the Senna. So instead of going for the dragon, they decide to rotate themselves. But we do see Ohio Northern's jungler going into our blue side this time, counter jungler, getting some deep vision there. So Ohio Northern has the vision and the players set up for a dragon if they decide to go for it. As Zig's able to get the Q on the Dreadful. Finish it off there. Seraphine ult just misses. Seraphine probably going to have to concede here, this turret. But we do have a TP coming in from is Ezreal there? Yeah, Ezreal.
Yeah.
We have 3 TPs, so I had to take a peek.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
That's true. Yeah.
That damage is
I don't
crazy.
know. If Zig Senna gets ahead, I think they can do whatever.
We'll
they
see
want.
Snacky Vengeance come in here, though. He does have ult, no flash. See if he's able to close here.
Oh, the ultimate.
Get the
Shut down on
ultimate.
Senna,
Gotta watch
and
out. He's going to go for the Ezreal. Probably going to be able to pick up the Ziggs here as we do see the
Good
fight in the
flash
mid
under the
lane.
tower and gets
Oh, wow,
the Udyr,
great
but
job.
He's gonna survive.
Gets the resurrection. Oh my goodness, that was
That was
kind of close. As
He's
we do
gonna
see
die.
action.
He's not gonna die.
He's going to execute.
No.
Seraphine searching. Is he going to push this wave in? See if we get a chance. Ezreal is down, unfortunately. But the action's pretty low here. Gonna greed for this wave, maybe? Nope. He's able to get out. So I'm just watching on the minimap, so I couldn't tell if it was actually close or not.
No, I think he was like
He was like
100
1.
HP.
Yeah.
Got a tower shot from the buff tower, and then like a tower shot
Yeah.
from the second tower. I was like, oh, that's gonna be close. And he actually got question mark pinged. So it probably was, I don't know, 10 HP.
Yeah, I don't know if he was going for execute or what was
Oh,
going
yeah.
on there, but
No, I think he dived with Udyr and he wanted to clear Nico.
yeah.
That's why he had tower aggro.
Um,
I'm also kind of wondering what Seraphine is building, because I think that item.
I don't
there's
even know what that
only-
item is.
I think you need it for redemption
Okay.
and something else. And I think the only mythic you can build with is like the poke AP mythic.
Yeah.
You know the one? I forgot its name.
I don't know support and the new items. I've been out of the game for a little bit.
When we look at the game state, 5k gold lead for
You see
Ohio
Valpo on
Northern.
drag here.
Valpo on drag, claiming the first drag for the whole series actually.
Yeah.
um,
About 40 minutes of gameplay, and it's the first dragon we've seen. Very anticlimactic dragon as well.
yes.
So Valpo 9-7. Oh, pops that rift right away. Probably just wants to get it off before this 14 minutes. Sion very tanky. See if he's able to
Renekton
do
is
it.
so
Does
oppressive.
have ult up. Yeah, probably not gonna want to dive just with so much health in his W. But with the Ziggs, able to get these turrets so early.
Oh yeah.
So Valpo only down 2 kills here, but down those 3 turrets to 0. All of those turrets coming before 14 minutes. So that gold lead around 6-7k now. That's pretty much all from turret plates there.
Yeah.
So
If you look at the game, Ohio Northern kind of play around turrets and Valpo kind of around objectives.
Yeah.
As you see, they have one Herald, one Drake, and I think it will come down to like who is the better push. And I kind of see the edge on Northern Ohio because with Akshan, Ziggs, and Senna, they have like
Yeah.
kind of a lot of range, a lot of push, and Ezreal isn't like that good in push. Seraphine, yeah, okay, maybe Nico, okay. Yeah, but I think you need to have an answer against turret siege,
yeah.
which might be difficult.
Yeah, so about 7k now here, still doable, but you know, not too much gold from CS or kills advantage, just the turrets.
Can you press
About-
X for me?
X. Yeah, we're gonna see where this gold lead is actually at. So top
Mid
lane up
lane,
about 100,
then 1000.
mid lane up K, bot lane,
3000.
bot and support.
3000.
Yeah,
Support also 3000.
you know that makes
1000.
sense because we saw the 5 plates in the bot lane. Ziggs
Oh,
able
yeah.
to kill it early, and then they rotated top and got the 5 plates from up there too.
Yes.
And they were mid lane when they finished up the turret too. So they probably got a piece of 12 or 13 plates in the
Oh,
first
yeah.
14 minutes. And Ziggs with the kills on top of it. So Ziggs Q is definitely gonna be hurting.
Senna with kind of full lethality build, kind of building the same what Akshan builds. Continually enough.
Yeah.
They'll probably have a lot of damage. I was expecting for Akshan to go at least Kraken after his first item, but it looks like he wants to go for Collector. Huge 6 bombs hitting, I think, 3 targets. Renekton now in the back
Renekton
line.
able to get onto the
Ziggs needs to
Ziggs.
flash. Flash is like,
Oh, that stun goes through
but
the
it's
wall.
1 against 3, and he will back out.
Yeah, Udyr just barely able to get the E on and to stop it. Oh, he's gonna go for it. Kai with too much damage there. Respect the play by Steamroller though, feeling
Yeah.
like he needs to make a play, get a huge
Yeah.
shutdown. Not able to do it. If we are able to get onto the Ziggs, he is pretty immobile.
That's
Does
what I
have the
was talking
W.
about. I think Wukong Renekton have like a better backline access than Sai and Udyr.
Yeah.
And if they are there, Akshan, Ziggs, Senna don't have anything to do
Yeah.
for themselves.
They don't have much peel. Yeah, especially for themselves.
Yeah, this item. See, this little book thing or whatever it's called.
Oh.
I forget its name.
Yep. We do see Ohio Northern taking this Rift Herald. We do have Dragon coming up in about a minute. Little late. I feel like the pace of this game, Dragon Soul might not be a huge factor, and even then, Ohio Northern might be able to stop it at that point, as they probably won't let Valpo get above 2-3 drags. Great vision for Valpo here, having some defensive wards in their jungle. So good to see Wukong is still able to access his jungle camps and look for some flanks potentially.
Oh, Wukong
Gonna
inside
ult,
ultimate.
huge ult.
Senna needed to flash.
Senna flashed the Ezreal ultimate, really good job. But Zig's really low here. Able to get
Ziggs
him.
is
We'll see.
dead.
The Leanders is going
Oh,
to
but
drop on
Ezreal's
Ezreal.
also.
Yep. All that burn damage from the Leander is going to
Huge
do
play,
it.
but I think Chance should have focused Ziggs from the beginning because he
Yeah.
didn't have flash from Amen's
Their
play.
earlier fight, yeah.
And Senna had, that's what she did, and she was out. And I think if focused in 6
Yeah.
for the first.
I think Renekton might have seen Udyr there. Yeah, okay. Probably going to have to back off here at some point. Does have the ultimate. You know, they're not really going to be able to dive him, I doubt.
Does so
Oh.
much damage. It's insane. Would he just popped his ultimate and it's so much damage.
We see Nico with
Oh,
a huge
good
ult.
combo.
Seraphine with a huge ult.
split up. Good job.
Wow, great wombo combo by Sable and Jakimbo. And we do see Steamroller in the meantime able to live when he got super low with his ultimate Q. We'll see if he decides to go for a play here. So we do have Udyr in the background. W going to have a big shield. Sion with super low mana. Udyr fading back. So we'll have a ward if he decides to back here. Okay, drops a ward. We'll have the blast cone as well.
That was a huge play because, like, at the end, Action also wanted to auto take Nico to get like the
Yeah.
shutdown and rerise, but it didn't happen because she had too much health. That
Yeah,
was a real good, well executed combo on their backline kind of thingy.
yeah.
What we actually want to see, we want to see them to kind of dive through their Udyr and Sion to get access onto Action.
That Udyr Empowered Ult is starting to do a lot of shred damage
Yes.
from all the farming he's been doing. He's got 140 CS. Compared to Wukong, been looking for plays, not able to farm a whole lot. So, but like we saw in that top lane with the ult from Jakimbo and Sable, was, you know, they don't have the gold advantage in that fight, but if they're able to time up these ultimates and use them correctly, they are able to win some fights and take some picks.
Exactly.
You know, in game 2, you also don't see this gold lead, so maybe they see 13-10 and have a little bit of confidence in some of these fights, hopefully. As 13-10, you do not have an 11k gold lead like that. So we'll see how Northern retreat. Looking towards this dragon. Looks like how Northern will take their first dragon in the set here. As I'm going to assume they're going to be resetting and looking for a Baron play. See
this is where
Wukong
you
going
wanna
in
be,
pretty
Chance.
deep here by himself
Yes.
though.
Needed to
Gonna have
flash.
to flash.
And Action ult was 3 ults, Senna, 6 and Action now. Oh, and Seraphine dies! How? I wasn't looking.
Oh, from the Q extension from Action. Yeah, if it goes through, it keeps extending. So we didn't see it
That's
on the camera. But that's what happened there.
How does Action have so much damage? He's full lethality. It's like he just tower dove and got Ezreal. Oh, Nico, sorry. Insane.
And Ziggs doing a ton of damage. Udyr able to clean up that final kill.
Yeah, I wanna see again how many farms.
Yeah, the Senna
has
stacks.
Dex. Yeah, it's gotta be 100 something. 104. How many like range or like whatever did she get? Can you hover over like the stacks? Oh. Oh, what a
Oh, there we go.
100 range,
That's crazy.
50 crit. Yeah, she is online.
Wow.
That is
Yeah,
scary.
and she's up to 9k gold as well. So
Oh yeah.
Ziggs almost at 12k already. So we do see Nico maybe able to get a pick here. We do see Wukong taking the Hexgate behind. Senna
But
will
he's on a
retreat
ward.
towards the top side. She's pretty quick. Gonna be able to get out. Maybe a collapse on this Sion. Nope. Sion's so tanky, and with that ultimate, kind of able to get out of any situation. So you do see the Action. Gonna swing in here,
Oh,
looking for
Seraphine now
Sable.
in danger, needed to flash. Gets the is dead.
Oh, and we see Sion
That
flanking
was
as well.
so good executed. Sign coming. Action
Yeah, I didn't see
coming.
Sion on the backside ready for that
I
too.
also didn't see it, so.
So Valpo with 2 down here, just trying to defend. Oh, and
Flash
Nico
ultimate again,
able to get a
Nico
big
with the
kill.
engage, but also
Renekton 9 to the
with the
action.
6 ultimate, the re-engage kind of.
Yeah, Sion looking on the back.
Sign flashing
Oh,
forward, Nico into the stopwatch, but is dead. Only Ezreal last man standing.
Ooh,
Seraphine's back up.
footsie's up.
And
Yeah,
got saved from
Seraphine.
Seraphine
Yep.
shield.
Okay. Yeah, Ali Andrews might have took him.
Oh yeah. Is again some spam pinging.
Yeah, I do hear
going
some
on.
chats. Don't see
Yeah.
exactly what's going on, but that's fine. We don't need to see
But
what's
I'm
happening.
glad. Yeah, I don't need to see it. It's
Yeah.
enough when I hear it.
It looks
I think
like
they're just
Ohio
closing it off without Baron. I think they have the 6, they have turrets each.
action TPing back in. Oh, not able to get the Seraphine ult on the action as he will be swinging around. And Zig's gonna be able to W this turret once he gets a chance. So Valpo kind of with their last stand here. Able to get a kill on the action. Sable does die. Nexus is pretty low. See if Renekton's able to get in here. Zig's doing some peel with that W. So much kiting happening here from the Senna
Yeah.
as well. Nico ultimate with the Zonias.
And into
Probably not going to do it.
He's also dead.
And
I've got
all
the
the
Ziggs.
remaining players for Valpo are gone. And Ohio Northern will close out this series 2-0. So
Good.
hats tip to Ohio Northern there. They did a great job this game. So we will update the scoreboard here for you guys. On 2-0. So we just have 2 regular season games left remaining. We have Mount Union on Monday, and then next Saturday we'll be playing Bethel. So Valpo dropping to 5-2, I think. Yeah, I think I want to say 5-2 in the Great Lakes Esports Conference. Ohio Northern improving to 6-1. GG's to them today, and I think that does it for us today for Valpo Esports. So we'll see you guys next time. It's been a pleasure. My name's Henry,
My name is David.
and we'll see you guys next time.